Alright, so I set this table up for that problem E8-12. I'll explain how I set it up as I go along. So let's read the problem. Bundle Company, which is a subsidiary, issued $500,000 of par value 10-year bonds at 104 on January 2003. So I have that original line, which we're going to fill in that information up here. Par value was $500,000. We said it issued at 104. That means it was issued for 520, which automatically makes the premium 20,000. We can figure out the interest payment. It was set 11% times 500, which gives us 55,000. To find out how much premium is amortized per year, we take 20,000 divided by 10 years, which gives us an annual amortization of 2,000. And since this is a premium, our interest expense is decreased by the amount of our amortization of the premium. So the issuing company, bundle company, will have an interest expense of $53,000 per year. Now it says parent company on July 1, 2006 bought $200,000 of that for $192,200. So let's fill that out. So we said the par value was $200,000. It says the book value on that day, July 6th, was $192,200, which makes the premium the difference. Sorry, this is a discount of $7,800. So here we have a discount, and here we have a premium. And then it says, well, what's the gain on it? So in order to have the gain, we need to keep everything in proportion. We bought $200,000 of the $500,000. So the ratio we bought it is basically 2 out of 5. 2/5 of the original bond that we purchased. So let's multiply that top line by 2/5. So ORIGI, original multiplied by 2 divided by 5. And so we take that entire top line equals okay was this times 2 over 5. And we take it all the way till here. Now we need to figure this out separately. We can't just multiply it by 2/5 because it won't work. So we need to figure out interest expense again for 2/5 of the amount, which is again the cash minus the premium that's amortized. All right. So in order to compare the two book values, we need a book value for what the subsidiary have it on the book 3.5 years later since the original purchase price. How do we figure that out? We take the book value, which was at the original purchase price, and then we subtract 3.5 years of the amortized premium. So that's 208,000 minus 3.5 times 800. So equals 208,000 minus 3.5 times 800. Yeah. Which gives us the book value that subsidiary had it on its books on July 06. So the difference is the gain. Which is what it was worth minus what we paid for it, and that's a gain of 13,000. All right. Now let's continue to figure out what the parent will be getting in cash and what they amortize per discount every year. So $200,000 times 11%. Dear God. Premium is 7,800 over 6.5 years remaining. Because 3.5 years have passed, so 6.5 years remain. So that's 7,800 divided by 6.5. Okay. And now we add these two because when we have a discount, our interest account on the income statement is greater than the cash outlay. Okay. Actually, I'm going to move this gain over here. Okay. Now we could see if we can answer the question. The question says make the elimination entries for on December of 06. Now currently when we bought it, it's July 06. So we need to figure out in those 6 months what basically happened. Since it's for 6 months, let's multiply everything by 6 months. By half a year, I should say. And so equals this. So where in 1 year the parent would make 23,200 in interest income, in half a year they make 11,600. So let's highlight this box right here. Now, what's the interest expense for a half a year? Now, we said the issuing company would pay $21,200 interest expense per year. So let's divide that by half. Because we need to do everything for half a year. So there's the interest expense for half a year. We're using this line because we need to keep everything in proportionate with the amount we bought it for, which was 2 over 5. We also need to figure out, well, let's highlight the gain as well. We also need to figure out what the book value is on December 06 when we make the elimination entry. So to figure out the book value on December 06 is basically the book value 6 months ago, which is right here, plus the amount, since we're trying to get from here to 200, we're basically adding the 6 months of the amortized discount. So it's 192, 200 plus the 600, which gives us 192, 800. So we can actually start making our elimination entries. We'll be decreasing the original bonds payable, which is this amount right here. Because it really doesn't exist. We'll also be decreasing our investment in the bond, which is the book value here. we also have an interest income, which we need to get rid of. And we have an interest expense, which we need to credit. And we can either plug, so let's find the totals here. Okay. Oh, let's not forget our gain. We have a gain that we need to realize on the retirement. So now our credits are greater than our debits by the difference between these two, which is, I can't really tell, which is 4,800. Now we can use that as a plug. It's actually a debit to bond premium. Which was 4,800. Or we can see how we get the 4,800. And I'm going to try to explain that because it's a tricky one. This should be actually up here, but it doesn't really matter. I just didn't leave a room over there. So how do we get 4,800? Basically, it's the premium that is left. Now remember, we're still on this line because we need to keep everything in proportion. So the premium, the total premium is 8,000. 3.5 years, no, 4 years have passed since the original date, which was January 03. 4 years have passed, 03, 04, 05, 06. So we need to take 4 years out of this and remain 6 years. So we basically multiply it by 6 over 10. So we take 8,000 times 0.6 and we get 4,800. That's the premium that is remaining. Okay. So we have the premium that's remaining. We have the gain that we credited. We have the interest expense that we need to cancel. We have the investment in bonds, which we need to cancel. We have the interest income, which we need to cancel. And we have the original bonds payable, which we need to cancel. Now I know this is one heck of a problem, and I probably confused the hell out of you because honestly this is the third time I'm recording this because I got confused while I was trying to set it up. But hopefully it made something clearer. And if it didn't, I'm sorry.